Good morning, folks. Today I'm going to show you how to change the fuel injectors in a 1990 XJS Jaguar V12. This one's got a couple of dead fuel injectors and we're going to swap them out with some refurbished ones. This is the car. I'll show you what's wrong with it to start with. So you know when there's fuel injector problems. We'll crank it up. Now, being a V12, it's actually quite hard to tell what it's missing. The easiest way is to come down to the exhaust, and this one just purring nicely. This one, you see my hand buffeting around. You can probably hear it in the camera. Missing badly on the left-hand bank. So the injectors are right here. There's 12 of them. 6 on this side, 6 on the other side. Another way you can find out which injector is bad is use a piece of vinyl tubing, and with the engine running, you can hold the vinyl tubing on the injector and put the other end at your ear, and you can actually hear the injector clicking. These are electronic fuel injectors, so they click. And this one, I know it's dead. It's making no noise whatsoever, and I think another one is bunged up. Obviously, you can't hear it clicking if the engine is not running. So just the other day, on another V12, I changed one of the front ones that was bad. And these ones are easy to do. You can do it in the car because you can get to this fitting. The other ones are on little short tubes, and you can't get to that fitting there. So you have to take this whole rail off the top of the engine, and all 12 injectors come off together. To do that, we're going to have to take the throttle linkage lines off, take the throttle cable off, pull this balance tube off, cut all the wiring, all the zip straps holding the wiring harness together, get the wiring harness out of the way, and then undo all of these little nuts. We'll have a look and see what size they are. And then the whole thing just lifts off in one hit, 12 of them. So it's a bit time consuming, but it's not particularly difficult. And then it's a matter of changing the actual injectors and hoses. I've got a packet of overhauled injectors. They should be good to go. And a few pigtails in case I break one or two. Now, if you haven't done the injectors in your V12 Jag, and particularly if it's still original, these rubber hoses here, all these little rubber tubes, they get very hard and very brittle. And then you wind up with fuel leaks, and then that can cause the engine to overheat really rather dramatically, as in turn into a fireball, which rather is the end of a V12 Jag these days. To do the job, you're going to need a 7/16 wobbly socket like that, a deep socket, a couple of 17mm wrenches, or 11/16 as the case may be. Pair of side cutters, some pliers and screwdrivers, and probably one or two other things, but that should be about it. Well, the other thing that would be extremely handy to have, wherever it went, is a little magnet, because sure as buggery, you're going to drop some of the nuts. Anyway, let's get to it. And we're into it. First, we've got to cut all the little zip straps and get the harness out of the way. Pull the balance tube off. We've got the throttle linkage and what have you. Two fuel lines, two 17mm wrenches. Loosen up them. Watch for pressurized fuel. And then it's 24 little nuts and washers. So keep your magnet handy. Looks like a complex job, but it's just a bit time consuming. It's not particularly that difficult. Okay, I think I've got everything freed up. As far as I can tell, we should be able to just wiggle this, and the whole thing should come up. Oh, there we go. Doing some petrol, have to get over that. Take any wiring harness with us. There it is. That is the fuel injection mat out of a V12 XJS. Let's take it over to the bench and have a look at it. Oddly enough, this right here is the seal. Here we've got a little metal collar and then a rubber ring. That's the new one right there. The rubber ring isn't actually part of the sealing mechanism. It's really just some sort of vibration damper or thermal insulator to stop it getting too hot. I don't know. One thing we have to be careful of is that the rubber tube on the new one is exactly the same length as the rubber tube on the old one. I think these are going to actually be slightly a bit too long. And if we installed it a bit too long, what you wind up with is you can't get the throttle linkage back on. So we may have to trim the rubber tubing a tiny little bit. Now what I'm going to do to get these off, I'll take a Stanley knife and make a very small slice down to the metal right here, as far as I can. Don't go like this on the tip, because if you scratch the little barb, you're going to wind up with a fuel leak. So go sideways, make a small cut, and then I'm going to come in with a soldering iron, and I'm going to burn it out down in the bottom here, and we should be able to pop it out. There's actually no hose clamp or anything that holds these things together. It's just shoved on and held with that little metal ferrule there. That's about all it does the job. So all we really need to do is make a little cut and then use the soldering iron and pry the thing off, and it should come off. All right then, I've got my soldering iron here. This is just an 80-watt soldering iron. It's barely up to the job. This is the old one I took off the other day. And what we're going to do, we're going to stick it in there, out without burning myself. Just use the soldering iron to split it open, like that. So, give it a go on this one here. First thing I'm going to do is make a slice down here, right down to the metal if we can, through the little reinforcings. Just feeling for the metal. Not there yet. Alright, now I'm down to the metal. Now then, stick that in there. Just let it eat its way down. We'll work on this a little bit. Bit of pressure. And voila, off with no damage. Now what we need to do is put this somewhere where I'm not going to burn myself. Clean this up, make sure there's no crud in there. And really make sure there's no crud getting down to the unit. So here's the one we just took off, and here's the one that's going back on again. Let's measure the tube. Let's see what it looks like. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. Although it is a bit of a ragged cut they've made. I'll take just the tiniest little bit off the end, for no other reason, to square it off a bit. It's probably better to be a little bit too short and a little bit too long. Make sure there's no crud in there. Okay, we've got our metal bracket and our little ferrule thing. Blow the crud out. I sort of think a little bit of WD-40 might help. The nozzle's facing the right way. And we shove it back on again. There you go. That one's done. The other thing we have to do is take this, get this rubber ring out of here and get this metal bracket off the top. Okay, there's the little thermal isolator. So I'm going to call it anyway. I don't know what its actual job is. Okay, and this one goes on there, and where did your ring go? This one goes on there, all the way down to this little ridge it sits in. There we go. That one's ready to go. All we've got is 11 left to do. Let's have a bit of a closer look. So this is the one that I just took off. You can see where I made the cut, and where I used the soldering iron to get the last little bit off. This is the new one. That's the sealing ring. This is a little cap. Obviously, got to remember to take them off before we put it back together again, because that would be embarrassing. That's the sealing ring. This is the little thermal isolator. And there we go, all in place. Just lots more left to do. All right, let's get to it. I did one side at a time, just made all the cuts with the knife, then hooked in with the soldering iron. Once the soldering iron was good and hot, it actually went pretty quick, to be honest. But you only really need to go through the reinforcing mesh with the knife. You don't need to go all the way. Just left all the brackets on and popped the injectors straight back on top. Well, I've just been putting the little rubber seals on, and I didn't think I'd bore you with it all. A couple of things I'll point out. Firstly, there's a little cutout right here that's supposed to line up with the electrical connector. Secondly, is these go on a lot better with a bit of WD-40 on them. Otherwise they're pretty stiff. Pop them down, click them into place, and that's it. The other thing I'll say, if you do happen to forget one of these, I've just discovered, without the seal on, you can lift it off. So it's not a drama if you happen to forget one. So, put the last couple on here while you're with me. Bit of WD-40, get the little cutout lined up, goes on there, it goes on there, and Bob's your uncle. There we go. I didn't feel like it was going down correctly. It is now. What's the last one? I've got enough grease on my hands. These came off the old fuel injector, the old fuel injectors. So pop them on with the cutout in the right place. Not that it matters, you can rotate them. It'll go on better if you get it right. Alright. That is ready to go back on the car. Of course, we'll have to take the little nipples off, but we'll do that when we're ready. Now I think we need to clean up the engine bay and start assembling. Right, well, I've just been cleaning out the valley of death here. Bit of degreaser, very careful hosing, plug up all the orifices, and mop it out as best I can without disrupting the wiring or getting water in where it's not supposed to go. So I've done a pretty casual job. I really don't want to have to take the whole thing apart. That would be the best way to do it, but I'm trying to avoid that right now. Anyway, let's put this unit back in again. I had a lot of trouble trying to get those 10 injectors to line up and slip in. It was very fiddly and took some patience. I had to watch that I didn't pinch or catch some of the wiring harness or vacuum lines, and everything wound up on the right side of the injectors. The front two injectors were easy, left them till last because they're on long tubes. Once I had the rear two injectors in their holes, I could put a couple of nuts on loosely and move on to the next. Once they were all in place, I could then snug the whole lot up, snug it all down bit by bit. Got there in the end though. Well, that's all the injectors in. And I've got to admit, it was a lot more awkward than I anticipated. Getting 10 injectors to all line up and fall in their holes all together at the same time. What I did was I really started with the back two, got a nut on each bracket, and then just worked my way forward. Of course, these last two here are easy because they're on the tube. All right, we're going to hook up the fuel lines, the vacuum lines, and the wiring, and we can give her a try. This is really just the reverse of the disassembly process. Hook all the wiring harness back up, put the vacuum lines back on, there's the balance tube, throttle linkage, etc. and so forth. Not too complicated really. Alright, as far as I can tell, they're all back together again. It was quite a job to get those injectors in, I must admit. Little hold down rings and the clips. They're supposed to, the little ring is supposed to notch into the little hold down. Anyway, we'll cycle the key on a few times and look for fuel leaks. I do have a fire extinguisher standing by and another one over there. So let's see if we get any fuel leaks. Okay, I think we do actually have a leak. Yeah, right there. That mongrel, this fuel line's going to need to be replaced. That's annoying. It's not leaking that bad though. We'll see if we can. Nothing else seems to be leaking. All the injectors are good. Let's see if we can make it hit. Okay. Foot in here. It's trying, but not really enough at the moment. Probably needs to purge air bubbles and purge whatever it's got in the fuel system at the moment. Well, I've finally got it to run. It really did not want to go at all because I'd forgotten to hook this little wire up right here. I've no idea what it does, but now she runs. Let's have a look, I'll show you. Nicely. Purring nicely. Not purring perfectly, but pretty good. And probably got a moldy plug or something. I think it'll be fine. Very good. I think we'll call that job done.